All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the business mechanics of a modern digital empire. We're going to really dissect how one creator built a massive following and a seriously profitable business, pretty much from scratch, in just a few short years.
So, what is the blueprint, really? How does someone go from, zero to a self-sustaining business in today's crazy competitive creator economy? Is there actually a formula you can follow?
Well, it turns out the answer isn't about getting famous on just one app. The real secret, as we're about to see, is building this complex, interconnected ecosystem where every single piece actually supports all the others. And the results of that ecosystem approach, they can be absolutely massive. I mean, our case study today has a combined audience of over 400,000 people. This isn't some small side hustle. We're talking about a major digital footprint. So, who are we talking about? We are breaking down the business strategy of the creator known as PufffyPink. And what's so fascinating is how she's skillfully woven together these worlds that seem totally separate, gaming, cosplay, and adult content, into one cohesive and, very profitable brand. Okay, so first up, let's talk about her platform strategy. This isn't just about being everywhere at once. It's about being in the right places for the right reasons. It's about dividing and conquering. And here it is, the whole ecosystem laid out. What's so smart is the specialization here. You can see her main Twitter is like the central hub for big announcements. Instagram is the lifestyle gateway, right? Showing her life in Oxford with her cats. Then you've got Twitch for her gaming hobby and TikTok for creative stuff like cosplay. Each one has a very specific job, and together they build this really rich, multifaceted persona.
And this right here, this is the genius of the whole strategy. Think of it like this. The mainstream platforms on the left are the top of the funnel. They build this huge, broad audience with fun, accessible content like gaming streams and cosplay pics. Then, that audience gets funneled over to the subscription core on the right, OnlyFans and Fansly, and that's where the primary revenue comes from.
Okay, so let's talk money. Because having a great funnel is one thing, but actually converting that audience, that takes a really compelling offer. And this is where her strategy is a total game changer.
First, we got to talk about something that drives a lot of people crazy in this industry, pay-per-view, or PPV. You know the model. A fan pays their monthly subscription, and then they're just constantly getting hit with extra fees to unlock the actual content they want. To a lot of people, it feels like a total bait and switch. PufffyPink's strategy? It's the complete opposite. For one, single, super low monthly fee, just $6. Subscribers get everything, the whole library. Over 1,000 pieces of media. The value proposition is just incredibly clear. It's transparent, and that's what builds this immense trust and loyalty with her audience.
And you can see the impact right here in her revenue. That simple all-inclusive subscription model, it's the bedrock of her business. It makes up an estimated 75% of her income. But look, she's also diversified. She's got other streams like custom content and tips, which makes sure she's never relying on just one source of income. Smart. This is a business analysis, but you just can't ignore the personality behind the brand. This quote from her Fansly bio is a perfect example. It's bold, it's funny, and it is totally unforgettable. It just shows she doesn't take herself too seriously, and that's a huge part of her appeal.
And that personality, that brings us perfectly to our next section, the intangible assets. Because the numbers and the business models, they only work if they're powered by a brand that people actually genuinely want to connect with. So how does she actually build that connection? Well, it all comes down to what we can call her authenticity engine. She personally responds to messages. We're talking no bots, no assistants. She openly shares her real-life hobbies like gaming and cooking. She even talks about her life with her two cats, Puck and Zod. All these little details make her feel like a real person, not just some curated online persona.
And let's be real, maintaining this empire is a full-time grind. It is not just about snapping a few photos. It's this constant cycle of planning, producing content, editing, marketing, customer service, and all the boring admin stuff. It is a demanding, multifaceted business operation, day in and day out. So what's the end result of all that work? The smart platform strategy, the incredible value, the authentic engagement. It's the creation of these really powerful parasocial relationships. This is where followers feel a genuine, one-sided connection to her. They don't just feel like customers anymore. They feel like they're part of a community.
And that provides this incredibly stable, long-term foundation for her entire business.
Okay, so let's boil all of this down. What are the key lessons here? What is the actual playbook we can pull from this case study?
First off, just look at this timeline. It's kind of wild. She started this whole thing at just 18 years old in 2021, and by 2026, in only 5 years, she's built this entire ecosystem. It just goes to show you the incredible speed at which a well-executed digital strategy can scale today. Her success really rests on 3 core competitive advantages that let her just crush it in a super saturated market. First, her commitment to genuine personal engagement. Second, that intelligent multi-platform funnel strategy. And third, her customer-friendly, no PPV financial model. So what's the playbook? If you strip everything else away, her whole operation boils down to a few core principles. Diversify your platforms, that's the funnel. Create undeniable value, that's the pricing. Prioritize authentic personal engagement. And behind it all, consistency and treating your brand like the serious, multifaceted business that it truly is.
Which leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In a world that's just saturated with perfectly crafted online personas and AI-driven everything, is genuine human authenticity becoming the most valuable and maybe the rarest product of all?